What's up, everybody? It's another Streaming Matters on a Friday.
Friday.
It's
You weren't
Friday.
working today, did
No,
you?
no.
Oh, okay.
I'm still on hiatus.
Okay. Hey,
Last week. This is my last week. I
yeah,
go back.
this is your
I go
last
back to
week.
work
Yeah.
next Friday. Or next Friday, I go back. So
How can you say that with a smile?
I'm ready to go back. To be honest, I'm ready. I've been off, and I'm not a retired people like some some people. So I'm ready to go back to work, and plus, I need the money.
Yeah, yeah,
Unemployment's only so much. And
yeah.
I'm ready to make my normal money and get back
hmm
at it. So ready to get back to work. So how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good, brother.
Well,
Hanging in there. Hanging in
yeah,
there, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
hanging in there, enjoying this. Do y'all catch a little break from the heat?
Yeah. Thank God for that. Because I'm telling you, I don't like that heat.
Yeah,
I don't like that much heat. I could deal with some of it. As long as I could, ride without a jacket, I'm good. But when you got that sweltering stuff, it's too hot. Can't deal with
yeah,
that.
I can see that. I can see that. I ride in a car, so the AC's on. But yeah, I don't think I haven't had the AC on in the house for week and a half, I don't think.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
a
yeah, I'm
week.
about
The
that
windows are
also.
open.
Yeah,
So,
windows are open.
yeah, enjoying it, enjoying the heat. So, but hey, welcome. We're at show 205, and we've got
Yeah,
a few little shakeups going on. I don't want to say shakeups, just things that seem to be the subject matter. So we go to that first. But as we've seen, the people over in the side chat said hi to everybody. I see Cosmics. He's jumped in there. So
yeah, hey,
nice to see him. And I want to say before I forget, happy birthday to Charles. It's his birthday today, so I want to make sure to give a shout out to him and happy birthday. He'll probably jump in on the
yeah, hopefully he
show.
does.
Yeah, he'll be over in the side chat here after a while. So, or maybe he's out, throwing a
He's out
party.
partying.
Yeah,
Yep.
maybe. I actually tried to talk him into buying an Oculus. Today he was talking about
Yeah,
buying something for his birthday. He
he
was
needs it.
had all these different suggestions. I said, "When the fuck are you gonna buy your damn Oculus?
Yep.
When?" I said, "You
Yeah.
could have joined we had the Redneck Rampage last week and the
Hilarious.
Redneck Brawl, which
Oh,
Redneck Brawl actually was better than Redneck
yeah.
Rampage. Redneck
Yeah.
Brawl was funny. The commentators,
Yeah.
just they're off the chain.
That's
I mean,
what they are.
I mean, the things they say. So,
That's
yeah,
fair.
see everybody hanging over in the side chat. Thanks for you guys joining, and we're gonna try to run through some of the topics that are seem to be cropping up over the last couple weeks in our Codyverse, and also we'll talk about some of the stuff that's streaming information, the streaming services that may be some stuff that might impact you and might impact your wallet. So you may want to pay attention to some of this. There's Funster B. What's up, Funster? Nice to see Funster. So yeah, anybody that wants to jump in on the show, as this panel is always open. I know sometimes it's intimidating to come on here, but again, if people want to come on, share some insight, give some information, that's what this show's about. Is trying to give our community a place to talk, place to chat,
Mhm.
and to just share information. Because believe me, it's all about the people you know and the things you learn. And so we're all continuing to learn, and that's what this show's about, is trying to share some of the information, because sometimes it's hard to sift through all of the topics in the news that's coming up, and things broken or not broken or new things out. It's hard to sort through things, and I know you pay attention to a lot of things, and there's certain segments that you got your eyeballs on. So
Yeah.
there are things I pay attention to. Um, oh, but there's Penn. What's up, Penn? And we got Nick.
Hey,
Nick.
hey,
Yeah, I haven't seen Penn in a
what's up?
while,
How you
so
doing,
hopefully he's
brother?
doing well.
I
Again,
hope so. If you want to
yeah,
jump in, man, just hit me up, man.
he's at work. He said he at work.
Um,
Yeah, so nice to see him. And Andrew, we see him over there, and
yeah.
Andrew Marshall over there. So I see he posts a lot of questions. So he's in our Streaming Matters group. Be sure, before we get started on anything, down below we have all of the hyperlinks to the topics that we talk about. So if there is a topic that we talk about and you want to research it more, or to see where we got our information from, take a look down below. The hyperlinks are there. They'll take you to the subject. Read it on yourself. Don't always take everything we say is the gospel.
the gospel.
Read it for yourself. Read it for yourself. Do your own research, and then you can come up to be a better informed person. And I think that works best in a lot of aspects in our lives, and especially the last few years. People not wanting to look around. So we're gonna. So those hyperlinks are down below. We'll also answer any questions that you post over on the side chat. Um, so if interested, might have some time in a bit, so that's cool.
Oh,
More
good.
than welcome to join. The puppies are probably asleep, snoring away. so, so all right.
Okay.
Uh, anything you want to say before we get started, Mister?
Well,
Yep.
later on, I guess we have to remember we're gonna choose a movie for the player pass room.
For next
Uh,
week. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
for any of you that missed that show, it was a great show.
Uh,
Um, yeah, it really was. And I guess also, I guess we should discuss that we have a new little segment of answering a lot of questions that we find in Telegram that that might have gotten missed, and you're sitting out there saying, "Oh, what how the hell didn't these guys answer me?"
yep.
We're looking for that stuff, and if it's something that you want to talk about, hit us up in Telegram, and we'll gladly, talk to you guys about it. Let everyone know if you know of something that, hey, this is a problem I've been having, and I need help on it.
I
That's
think
what
that's
we're all here for.
a real good point. The first point you made about last Friday's show, the best player pass show I think we've ever had. Just full of information. If you've not watched our last week's show, and again, um, it was a great show. We had Eddie's two kids, young men, on the show with us. They are special effects. They work with special effects, and they worked on the last Transformers movie. And the insight they gave us behind the scenes, and in Mark pulling up his phone, showing
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
the special effects before the CGI was added to it was mind-boggling. It was
Yeah.
mind-blowing. It was just so cool to see
Yeah.
some of the effects that he had on his phone, and he would show it, and then we knew what the end result was, like how after they did all the post production
Mhm.
work and how they really made that look. And it was just a great show. We got a lot of
Yeah.
insight behind the scenes from the creation of the movies and getting some insight. So if you haven't watched last week's Player Pass, great show. If you like the movie, didn't like the movie, that doesn't matter. I think that show had a
Mhm.
lot of good information on it and was
Yeah.
well
Definitely
worth.
good.
I had a great time, and I felt
Yeah.
really
Me
good
too.
after that show was over. I was like, wow, that was really good. It just
Yeah.
felt
Yeah.
felt fun.
Yeah.
And your other point was we're taking a look at some of the questions that come up in our Telegram room. So there's a lot of times questions are asked in the Telegram room, and most of them get answered relatively quick. They get most of them get answered, and people reply back and forth, and they get resolved. So what we're talking about doing is bringing some of those questions onto this show. So even if those situations or questions were resolved, bring them here to go back to our roots, where this show was talking about the topics and the subjects that nobody else was talking about: how to fix things, the new add-ons, the new scripts, how to make modifications, how to do things that nobody else talked about. And definitely nobody's talking about those subjects now, because YouTube will strike you in a minute if you show content that is even in the gray area. So most YouTubers just stay away from any of those questions. We're going to do our best to try to answer those questions without getting in trouble, uh, but to try to bring the streaming matter questions onto here, and because maybe some of you guys have those same questions. So I think it's a good idea to bring in the that Cody community questions onto this show, instead, not just talk about Netflix going up on the prices, or
Yeah.
cable customers cutting back or whatever. So I think it's a good thing to get to a subject matter. So we'll talk about some of that.
And
That was one of the things we're going to talk about on the first subject. Yeah.
and also that for us to be able to talk about on that show, you are welcome to jump in and it's, let's say you found out something that make things easier for everyone. You want to jump in and explain it. feel free to. We're not holding anybody back. You want to come
Yeah.
on the show? Come on the show.
Yeah, this show
Right?
was created for the community. It was created so that we could get informed, we could learn, we could share information. That was the reason behind this show, was to talk about the things that nobody else was talking about and have an open door policy. Um, Really, the only thing we kind of say you got to do is, number one, don't be a dick. I mean, that's really pretty much it. I mean, you can come on here, you could talk about, share your information, but you're not coming on. We don't want people to come on here just to be a jerk or to knock on somebody else's work, because that's not what we're here about, because everybody's doing a lot of work and working hard. So that's the only rule we got, is don't be a jerk, and don't knock on other people's work. Um, that's pretty much it. But this platform was supposed to be where anybody could come on. You don't have to have a camera, as long as you got a microphone, and you can say, hey, this doesn't work, or hey, I found a fix for this and that. That's what this is here, and we're all here to learn. So yeah, that's what we're hoping that it goes, and we're gonna just see what happens. So
Mhm.
the first section we got, we're gonna cover some topics. We're gonna go to our hold on a second. Let me up. I got to get this other tab open. We're going to go to our Codeverse universe stuff, and we're going to talk about that stuff first. And why is, hold on a second. There we go. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Get that away. All right. So these are going to be topics that we're going to talk about that are Cody related topics. And one of the first topics that we're going to cover is Fen and Umbrella did a major update. They talked about it earlier in the week, maybe the end of last week. I guess it was earlier this week. They talked about it, and they actually implemented it, or I know Fen implemented that yesterday. I would assume that Umbrella would probably implement his fixes very soon. And the big change that what they did is they have removed the scraper module. It's going to be maintained on another repository by another person. Somebody else is going to maintain the scraper package, the module that's going to be the scraper. Fen and Umbrella will still be a add-on, the way that it's always been. The categories all the same. It's just that scraper module will be a separate module, and they're basically just separating themselves from the scraper package versus what they created. And we've seen the same thing. If anybody has used Sinclair, or what's it, Sinclair? What's it?
Sinclair.
Sinclair, is it? So anybody that's used Sinclair, maybe Weed. I don't know. Have you used Weed? It's been forever since I
No.
used that APK. I think Weed does the same thing. I know Waco, however you want to say it,
Waco.
Wacko. They did the same thing, where they had the APK was one thing, and then the scraper package was what they called an external module. It was an extra that you had to go get. It was not supplied by the same person. And this is just a way to safeguard the developer, to say, hey, I'm creating this, whatever they're creating with the scrapers and retrieving links, that's somebody else's thing. And I think it's a smart thing. Now, some people got upset and said, oh, this is this and that. You know what? I completely understand. I understand why they're doing it. I understand that it's all about being a safer package, or a safer practice. So I actually put a post down in the link down below. It takes you to this Reddit post, and this Reddit post does a very good job of breaking down and answering step by step of what you've got to do. And in a nutshell, what you have to do now is you have to install the CocoJo repository. Once you install the CocoJo repository, inside that repository is the CocoScrapers. You'd have to install the CocoScraper module. So off that repository, you get the CocoScraper module. And once that's installed, then you can go into Umbrella or Fen. And if you look into I think it's scraper options, it's like the fifth thing or sixth thing down. Um, it's the scraper section, and it'll ask you, do you want to turn it on, external modules, and you'll turn it on, and then it's going to say, what module do you want to use, because it doesn't know. So then all you'll do is you'll go click that you want to um, attach or to connect a external module to it, and it will give you a whole list of modules, anything you have installed on your device. If you do not have these things installed, it won't show it. So you have to have the CoCo Scraper module installed first. You'll go down the list, you'll find it, click it, say that that's what you want to use. Then the add-on will say you are now using that external module, and you're done. Um, it's pretty simple. Now, if you're using a build, keep in mind that this is a pretty big change for builders. So any build you're doing is going to need to be updated, because if you don't update your build, this you won't things won't work. You have to connect this new Coco Scraper module, connect it to the newest version of Fen, and that also goes with Fen. A lot of times, I've noticed even on some of my setups, Fen had an update. The repository is updated. So if you're on like a on Tiki Peter's repository 1.0.2 or 1.0.1, you need to be on 1.0.3 for the Tiki Peter repository to get the latest version of Fen. If you have an old version of Fen, you will not see this button to attach an external thing. So if you don't see that in the Fen settings, it's probably because you need to update the Fen repository, which the Tiki Peter repository, update it. Once you update that, you should get the update to Fen. Then you'll see where you can connect it. But all builds that are using Fen are going to have to update. Now, if a build is not using Fen, they won't have to update. But if builders are using Fen, they will have to update, because this basically breaks Fen. It will not work. It will not work. And the same thing is going to go with Umbrella once he pushes his update. Now, again, I didn't have the Umbrella installed on my other device, so I can't say if it's seen it pushed, but it will be very soon that we're going to find it. But this URL for this Reddit thread is in the show
Well,
notes. This first part right here is going to be basically the information you need. It's got the hyperlinks. The guy he has videos. He's got pictures. You can't. It's simple. So follow those instructions. You're good to go. And Fen's going to be up and running. He did add one other thing that was on the change log for this latest update for Fen is it has what's trending today. So not just what's trending, but what's trending today. And I think I think in this thread is also an explanation on how to be able to see that, because you don't see it unless you um, do a couple things to be able to see those two little lists, what's trending today for movies and for TV shows. So,
okay.
but big
So
update, yeah, bud.
yeah, just so you see the message there from Stan
Uh,
that he was trying to get it after the update, but you're saying that in that Reddit thread, it'll solve that for him, correct?
Say it again.
In the Reddit thread, it'll solve that. It'll for it to work after the update.
Yeah, yeah, it goes through there, and this is a pretty much explains how to go through it. The biggest thing is that I found, and this was only pushed yesterday, so I've played around with it last night and today. You've got to make sure that you have the latest version of the Tiki Peter repository, which is 1.0.3, if I'm not mistaken. You've got to have the newest one so that you get the latest version of Fen, and then make sure that you get the Coco Joe repository, install it, get the Coco Scraper module, then you can attach from Fen, attach it to the CocoScope module, and then it's good to
Module.
go. But again, it's some people were frustrated by it, but I mean, I can see what he's trying to do here. And if you find that you have a problem with that with the scrapers, you one of the things I did with one of my devices, because I've tried it on several devices, I did have to reauthorize my RD, Now, not to say that you're gonna have to do that all the time, and not that it happens with everybody. I did notice with one of my devices that when I clicked it, even though it said my name, that it
Was
showed that it
there?
was
Yeah.
authorized, I had to
Okay.
actually
Reauthorize it.
reauthorize it, and then it worked. And maybe it's because the scraper module is a little different. So you know what I mean? Because you know how
Hmm.
when you
Yeah.
authorize RD, it's linked to a certain thing. So
Right.
maybe since the Coco Scraper
That
module is a new
updated it.
module,
Yeah.
it needed to up. I have to authorize just that. So that was the only issue I ran into. Again, repository, make sure you have the right latest update, and then the latest update to Fen and the Coco Joe repositories. And if you have those, things seem to run pretty well. I was using it after a while,
Mm.
but this is just with this hobby, and I tell people, I post this all the time. If you're not flexible and willing to learn and willing to adapt, this isn't the hobby for you.
Mhm.
Um, you've got to be able to adapt, make changes, learn a little something else. If you're used to doing something ABC, well, maybe now we got to do it BCD. You got to do something a little bit different. And if you
Right.
can't adjust, well, then this isn't the hobby for you. Just pay the cable company, the satellite company, and move on, because that's the one constant in this community is change, and that is
Yeah.
it's going to change all the time, and you have to be able to roll with it. And to me, it gives a little fun, and the guys are. The one thing it shows you is that they're active. They they're continuing to update the stuff, so that's always a positive. So, yeah, that was one of the big things on there. Did anybody have any questions? Did you pop up any questions over there while
Uh,
I was?
oh well, I had started 'em, but it was just
I
the
see.
Stan
Yeah.
and Red
All
had
right. And I
used it
see.
for scraper.
Yeah, I saw where Redneck said that thing, and now that is the Fen's version, and
Stan's
that's about
version.
right with Fen. I
Okay.
believe that is the latest version of Fen. But I was talking, what I was saying about the version was the version of the
Of
repository,
the okay.
because I did find that I had an older version of the repository on one of my devices that I was messing around with, and I wasn't seeing the latest update for Fen, and I'm like, and then I basically got the Tiki Peter repository to update, and then I got the latest update. So if you're having issues, make sure you're on the correct version of the repository. Number one, that's usually where that problem lies. What else
Uh,
did you have on
some
there?
something that was important that I completely forgot about. Uh, Eddie got some new speed.
What?
Yeah.
So
Uh,
so so
hey,
he's
Eddie, just put in what speed you got now.
don't make don't laugh. The man. All right. So anybody that hangs
Oh
with us,
man,
Eddie's what was Eddie's download? 15 meg, 10
15
meg.
like 5.
Yeah, it was terrible. I
It
mean,
was.
it was like one step up from dial-up. So anything above dial-up is a win for them, man. So we'll have to hear
Yeah,
what his thing is.
yeah.
Um, so Redneck says, yeah, change both of them, different scraper module, and it's working fine. So yeah, it's just I just know that I have seen a lot of Facebook posts. I've seen a lot of um, Reddit
Oh,
posts, and we're going to see a lot of people crying on it. Oh,
yeah, I'm working on it
okay.
still. Oh, well, he teased me. He
Ah, well.
showed me a number. Okay, Eddie. All right.
All right.
I
Well,
guess maybe his sons got on him.
yeah, yeah. You'd have thought the Suns be looking out for Pops,
Yep.
but you know, it's, so Fen is up. That's with Fen and Umbrella. So when I'm saying
Hmm.
again, Umbrella and Fen tend to collaborate a lot. It seems like that
Okay.
on some of their projects. So again, when you see something with Fen, not always, but a lot of times we'll see some of the similar things on Umbrella, and same way back and forth. So if Umbrella has not updated and you use that, you're probably going to see an update very soon. So make sure to get in front of it, get the the Coco Joe repository installed, and the CocoScope modules installed. Get it ready. So another topic that you brought up, or I that was talked about, was there was a couple sports add-ons in the community, and I'm not sure. I talked about it a little bit in the Streaming Matters room. Now, some things I'm not able to show certain things because here on YouTube. But if there are a couple sports add-ons that have done a fabulous job of integrating EPG PVR with the simple client into your Cody setup. I I was amazed on how well they worked. And again, I'm not throwing shade on nobody because I've had free uh free live I've had free live channel stuff that in the past, Sports Devil, we think way back when, remember Sports Devil?
Oh yeah.
And it was always a challenge, and it was, and I go back to Stalker and all those different things like
Hmm.
that. But the couple add-ons, sports add-ons, have done a fabulous job. If you look in the tools section of the add-ons, and you'll see that it has some sections where you're able to integrate the PVR EPG into your setup. Take a look in that. Um, it- I just a great job. I was amazed on how easy it is to set up. Um,
Hmm.
like one or two clicks and you're done. Uh, um, and you've got a working live channels set up on. And I'm not a fan of putting an EPG in my Kodi setup because it always seems to just slow it down. So I was
Hmm.
not a fan. But once I did these with a couple, just some tests, I was like, wow. Works really good. Didn't slow my device down that much. It does slow it down on the boot up. Uh, I think my boot, even with all the widgets that I'm running on one of my test builds, I was at about 30 seconds, um,
Okay.
30 to 30 to 40 seconds on boot up to get EPG, PVR, uh, uh, 8 widgets, including two category widgets are in there. And those category widgets do tend to take a little bit more um, processor and download. So again, check that out. That is in our Streaming Matters room. We talk about it. We won't talk about the add-ons by name in here, but definitely check it out. And I just want to give a kudos to the teams that do the work for this kind of stuff because it goes missed. Because I know that the one big add-on that's a live TV, or not, no, it's a big add-on that does have some live TV, and that's all that people talk about. But there's a couple sports add-ons that have done a fabulous job, and I think that they need to be, for folks that want to use it, need to check it out. Um, Another question was that popped up in our Streaming Matters room was to run a VPN or not in Kodi slash live TV subscriptions. Um, so we talked about this some, and a VPN can be used for a couple of different reasons. One, it can be used to get around a geo block or an ISP block. So that means your ISP or your country or whatever has blocked access to a certain website, a URL, and you can't get to it. So a VPN would be needed to bypass that particular block so that you're able to um, get to that content. That's one reason why people, especially our friends over in the UK, have been using VPNs for a couple years now because
Yeah.
a lot of their ISPs were very aggressive, weren't they? We've seen where Sky and Virgin and all them have really, um, because of European football, have been able to obtain blocks. So
Hmm.
ISPs had to block certain URLs. So that would be a reason why people would use a VPN. Another reason people use a VPN is they feel like, I don't want my ISP to know where I'm going. Don't want my ISP to know what I'm doing. I don't want the ISP to know that I went to this site, that site. So that would be the second reason to use it. The third reason would be for torrenting. I would highly suggest people that are
Yeah.
torrenting to use a VPN. Uh, especially if you're using public torrents,
Yeah.
Pirate Bay, or what's it 1337,
Yeah.
or
7. That's
uh,
mm,
Lime torrents,
yeah.
any of those. If you're using those public trackers, please use a VPN, because Motion Picture Association, ACE, uh, regularly will monitor those swarms, those torrents. So
Mhm.
if they have a movie that they are monitoring in that torrent, they see a list of all the IP addresses that connect to that swarm.
Mhm.
And that's how people get letters. Because if you are downloading a torrent, let's say you're wanting to watch, Gilligan's Island, and you join a torrent that has Gilligan's Islands, and the Motion Picture Association happens to be watching that exact
Yep.
torrent,
Mhm.
um, they could record all the IP addresses. And what they do is they send a letter to your ISP, be it Cox Cable or Virgin or Sky or Spectrum. They send a letter saying, "Hey, your customer was infringing on our copyright material. It was on this date, and this is what they were doing, their IP." They'll give all the information. Your ISP then contacts you and says, "Hey, Jim,
Mhm.
you were found to be downloading copyrighted material on this date, that," and they'll give you all the information. So that's why using a public tracker or a public torrents is not safe. So you want to use a VPN for those. When you're in Cody and you're using RD, do you need to have a VPN? Well, not necessarily. Some people that want to be really careful, and you want your girl on birth control and you wear a condom, maybe you want to have both protections. um, you might want to do that, but for the most part, RD, when you connect to RD, you're connecting through a secure connection. So your ISP doesn't know anything but that you connected to Real to Brid, or to Premiumize, or Aldebrid, or Link Snappy, whoever you connected to. That's all they know. Your secure connection between you and them, so they have no idea what you're downloading, or viewing. They have no idea. So you wouldn't necessarily need it for that. Now, some people feel like, oh, they could be looking at it and scanning you. Your ISP really doesn't care that much. Really, your ISP is just, when they send you a letter, they're following the law, because they have to inform you if they're given a letter. They have to inform you. So they're following the law when they send you that letter. It's not that they found out you're doing it. They were just given notice, and they have to follow up. Um, so you really don't need to have it if you're using a Debrid service. So again, VPNs, it just depends on your, I don't want to say paranoia, because it's not paranoia, because there are times that you need one.
Yeah.
But do you need to run it all the time? You know, I don't
Mhm.
I don't think you need to run it all the time. But some people, like I said, some people, that even though your girl's on birth control, you throwing a raincoat on that Jimmy,
Yeah.
because you're
Yep.
worried. If you're one of those
Jimmy
folks,
wearing a hat.
yeah. So if you one of those folks, maybe you do need to use a VPN while you're doing all your other stuff. But some people are, I think I don't want the government to know what I'm doing.
Mhm.
The government
But
really,
aren't they coming after you guys in Canada next?
it's still in the same aspect of, they're following the rules,
Yeah. Okay.
on
Yeah.
notification,
Mhm.
and they're following the rules on IP blocks or URL blocks,
Right. URL
like
block.
in the UK. Now, the
Yeah.
United States isn't there yet,
Nope.
so that's coming though. So
Well.
you watch, the
Yeah.
ISPs
I
in the
know.
US
I,
will start blocking certain known URLs.
yeah.
There's been numerous articles written about US legislation that is trying to block torrent sites or pirating sites, or so that you can't even get to those sites. So that's just the first step of what they do. They'll say, well, you know what, Pirate Bay is a bad site, we want it blocked. And when you're in the UK, you can't get to Pirate Bay in most of the UK You can't get to it without a VPN because the URL is blocked. Um,
Mhm.
Canada is headed that direction. Now, I still can pull up Pirate Bay and that kind of stuff,
Right.
but during certain games, a lot of live TV subscriptions or
Mhm.
URLs will be blocked during Canadian sports games. So when the Toronto Blue Jays are playing,
Yeah.
you can bet that a lot of people that have subscriptions to popular
Mhm.
services can't get to
Right.
it.
Mm.
When the back when NHL season was going
Yeah.
on, whenever the NHL was when they were playing, when a Canadian team was playing, you would find that you could not log into your live TV subscription
They really
because
wanna they
they're
wanna really
blocking it.
create some animals, don't they?
Yeah.
You
Well,
you
yeah.
take
Well, the
away
thing,
hockey from a
yeah.
Canadian, during a game, forget it.
Well, what this has done, there was an article that I read on Torn Freak just this week that it was showing that the ISPs have shown with them blocking certain things that actual real they've had an increase
Real
on
yeah.
people signing up for cable TV since the
Mhm.
uh the URL blocks have gone on during the games. So if
Um,
someone's wanting to watch the Toronto Maple Leafs
mhm.
and they have a
Walk on it.
subscription, a live TV subscription to something, and every time they go to watch the Maple Leafs play and they can't watch them, they're gonna say, what do I gotta do? Oh, I guess I gotta pay,
Mhm.
Rogers and pay for a
Yeah.
cable subscription so I can watch Maple Leafs. But they said that there has been an increase of users since they have
You started
enacted
it.
this. And this is a federal law. They have passed this law that is forcing or is making the ISPs block certain content. So this is happening, and it's happening, and it's going to continue to happen. This isn't going away. This will continue to happen, and mark my words, this will move its way to the U.S. because where are most of the movie motion picture companies, the media companies, where are they all based at?
Canada.
Well,
Mhm.
no,
All
I
the
mean
no, all the
Disney,
shows and stuff. Oh,
Warner
Disney.
Brothers,
Okay. Right.
Paramount, CBS, all these companies that own the content are based in the U.S. So if you don't think that if
Yeah.
they're going to come now, the reason why it passed in the UK first was because of European football, the Premier
Yeah.
League and stuff. That's why it passed first
Yeah.
because the Premier League, has that control. Now, when the NFL pushes in the US,
Mhm.
you can bet your ass that that the US will follow into
Hey,
that because when the NFL pushes, that's the number one sport in the states.
well,
So
hey, I guess as long as they don't take away the senator's porn, huh?
yeah, well, porn sites really are they're gray areas still there. So, but yeah, so those are a couple questions that came up. There was one other question that popped up was how to adjust the default languages. And so let me see if I can
So that
yeah, let me show. I'm going to go into my settings on
settings.
one of my Yep. So I'm going to go into settings on this and we're going to show this. Okay. All right. We got it on here.
Yep.
All right, so I did a video on this and it's on my Odyssey channel. So if you're wanting to change your default language, because sometimes people complain that they open up a stream and it's doing Spanish or it's doing Russian or French or whatever the language is, you can change this within your Kodi setup, and it's not hard to do. So in settings, we're going to go over to player, and we're going to go here to language. Click on language. Now you'll see that right here by default is preferred audio language. And that the preferred audio language by default is media default. So meaning whatever the media whatever its default language is, that's what it's going to be. So if it was hard coded by Russians, the default language would be Russian. So what you can do is you can click that and we can go and change it. So if you are a person and you want English, click this, and now our preferred audio language will be English. So if there is an English uh, audio file or in amongst what you're watching, it will default to English. The other thing is preferred subtitle language. We do the same thing with this. Click it. We can go down and we can click if we want it to be English. We can hit English. And now when our subtitles are on the default language, if it's available on that file. Now, English is
Do,
not in all files, so that
do
could,
they
yep.
have Canadian English in there too?
No, and they don't.
No,
They don't.
that's a serious
No,
question
no.
because
There's
I
no
was watching something the other day. I'll have to find the program,
I have
and
seen that. I have seen.
it
It's
has.
not in this one. I have seen it. There was
I'm like,
Canadian
why
English
did
and UK
I'm
English.
watching a movie and I'm saying, why did it keep showing F in there? I just couldn't understand it. And then
Eh,
I looked and I
it's
saw
not eh. It's
Canadian
a.
English.
A. Let me see if no, this doesn't have. There's been some places where I see it does say UK
Yeah,
English.
no,
So
but it said Canadian, had a CA on there.
so
I couldn't stop laughing.
uh, yeah, with an the eh at the end of
Yeah,
after
every sentence.
most sentence is the statement. So that's how you can make those changes, folks. It's not hard to do. You can also do it when you open a media file. You're watching a movie or a TV show. You're able to make those changes at the bottom of that screen when you're making those changes. And he's like, I want it to be in English, and you change it. At the bottom, it says set default for all or for all common media types, or set default. It's a little checkbox. If you check that and it's going to say, do you want to check this for all media of the same source? You can say yes, and that can change it on
Change
the
it,
fly. And
and
then
it changes
moving
it here.
forward, yeah. But I would change it here first, and you'll find that majority of your issues will go away with it doing, you open a file and it's doing French as the first language. Because if whoever ripped it created
Hmm.
the file, if they were French, they're going to make the default language French.
Yeah,
Same thing with Russian or whatever. So just make it English, and then that will weed it. Now, this will not weed out. Some people say, well, I still see French things. This doesn't weed it out. It just makes it to where if it's a choice, it will go to the English default. So,
yeah.
um, so hopefully that answers that. That was a couple of the questions that we had that were in on the Streaming Matters room. So it was good to hit some of those questions. And why ain't I seeing? I'm not seeing the. Oh, I don't think I'm. Because usually I see the top where it shows starred. I don't see it in this one.
Mhm.
Have you starred anything?
Oh no, no.
Oh, okay.
This
All
one is
right. All right. All right. Yep. So, because usually I see you have things starred, and
Yeah,
I.
I took them off because it was
Okay.
answered.
So yeah. So
But
we have
here you go.
those.
But this one
What?
here for you.
Adjust volume levels. All right.
I
You
guess
can
he
do
was.
that.
Yeah,
Now
go ahead.
that is on that center channel, and you and I, our old ears can't hear the center channel as good as
Nope.
we used to be able to see. So I can't do it because I have to open up a video
Oh, okay.
file.
Oh,
But I'll
okay.
tell you how to do it. So if you're watching a video or a movie and you click the enter button and you get the on-screen display, the OSD. So you get that on-screen display. You go to the little speaker or the audio. If you look, the third one down is center channel. You actually can turn up center channel. I actually have center channel for me at like a 5 or a 6. And you do the same thing where I talked about setting defaults. It has a default box at the bottom that you can click that little default, and then it sticks, basically stays on that. But I turn, for me, since I find voices are kind of low when I'm watching things and the explosions are, astronomical,
Yeah.
but I can't hear when they're talking.
Yeah.
I turn up the center channel and then save it, and I find that does wonders for me being able to hear um, a movie, especially dialogue. And they do have some other settings, but I find that that is the setting that I need the most. Uh, let's see, Patty. That all
Yeah.
depends on. You can do this. Depends on the add-on you're using. Some builders actually have shortcuts for it on the menu or in the wizard, because a lot of wizards now have the option for it. If you're using, let's say, Fen, you would actually click on the provider accounts, if I'm not mistaken, and then you can click to do it, or it's under the Coco Scraper thing. You'll have to look. I can't remember off the top of my head on that. If you're using add-ons that use resolve URL, you'll go into the add-on settings and you'll go to resolve settings or resolve URL settings, and you can go and find it in there. So those are the two places that I do those fixes. I actually have it in my wizard, so it makes it easy. So I can click on my wizard, and then it says, "What add-on are you wanting to authorize for?"
Oh,
And
that's cool.
I click the add-on, and then there's my code. Put in my code in my phone, and I'm good to go. This is a piece of advice, and I don't. This is I tell everybody, if you have Real to Brid, Premiumized, Tracked, All the Brid, Link Snappy, whoever, put your creds in your phone. Go open up a web browser and go to the website. Now, if it's Real to Brid, it'll be realtobrid.com/device. I think devices for premiumized. Tracked
Mhm.
is track.tv
Yeah,
forward
mhm,
slash
mhm, yeah,
activate.
mhm.
Bookmark, save that
Yep,
actual page, the page you put your
mhm,
code in. Bookmark it.
yep,
If you
mhm,
don't know what bookmark is, do some Googling. Bookmark that website on your phone. So when you're sitting at your TV and you have to authorize Real to Brid, you open up your phone, open up your browser, you hit that bookmark, it's asking what's the code. There you see the code, type it in, boom, boom, you're done. Do that, and you're going to find authorizing RD is a breeze then, because sometimes people are
mhm.
like, well, I gotta go to my computer, I gotta open up my laptop. Who isn't sitting on the couch or who doesn't have their
Have the
phone near
phone
them?
next to 'em. Yep.
It's going to be near you, or your tablet or whatever. Bookmark it. And one of the other things, I had somebody I worked with, and I was working with her today. Uh, she has it as a search because she has an iPhone. So the problem when you use it, she bookmarked the search, it would pull the search, but it doesn't take you
Mhm,
exactly to the website. I bookmark, like I said, realtobrid.com/device bookmark. So when I open
mhm.
it, it's right there. What's the code? And I'm done.
Yeah.
So that is that is a game changer for reauthorizing your stuff. It just makes it the same.
Mhm.
Um, Eddie, no, it does not have to be on the same Wi-Fi. It because the the TV is got the code, and even if you're on cell service and your phone is on a Wi-Fi, it's wanting to know for the TV. So whatever internet your TV's on, so it's wanting to know for that. So it makes it simple. But so just do that. That's a thing. Um, um, so Gut Wall Street, yes, and we've talked about copyrights and strikes. I mean, I've gotten striked for some of the stupidest things, not showing any content, not doing anything out of the way, and I've gotten strikes. So you have most all videos, if it's got the KODI word in it,
Yeah.
most of them have it's done it. One of the things for people that are using Umbrella and Fen, they have a feature that it actually shows you and actually gives you an alert. I know Umbrella does for 100%. I've seen it with Umbrella. It will tell you you've got 6 days left on your RD account. So when you open it up, boom, it pops right up at the top, so that because how many times when people say, "Is RD working?" Yeah, it's working. Oh, nothing's working. I got nothing. It sucks. This and that. And it's like, oh, is your subscription? Oh, my subscription's fine. It's a fine. And it's like, oh, you go and you look and oh, sorry, my subscription ran out. No wonder it wasn't working. So it is. I know Fen has it. If you go to services, it actually shows you how many days you got left, how many fidelity points. Um, but Umbrella actually shows it at the top of the screen when it starts getting close. It'll pop up right there. Leon says he puts it on his alarm on his calendar. That's smart. I mean, because you only sign up every 6 months, so it's easy to forget.
Yep.
And that's what Finn Tan's talking about. Yep, yep. So yes, one IP address at a time, and that is if you're streaming it. So when you're authorizing, that's really not an issue. It's the if you were streaming content at the same time from two different IPs. So if I was on cell service and Blue is in there and I go to watch a movie on RD and she's watching a TV show on RD, yes, I get a warning. You don't get banned, you get a warning that says, "Hey, you are doing it two different places at the same time." They give you 7 days warning. If you don't get any strikes within the 7 days, then they says okay, and your account is fine. But they will reset your password as soon as that happens. So 2 times within 7 days, you're banned. One time, you just get the notice saying, "Hey, they changed your password." Um, so up. Charles just hit me up. He was messaging me. He
No,
must forget that I'm on a show. So don't forget
that's
to
me
cash in your
always.
don't forget to cash in your fidelity points. 1,000 fidelity points get you 30 days of RD. So yes, be sure to cash those in because it's free points. So all right. Venom was like that. Must have been Venom was the one that kind of also gave you some alerts on how much time you had left. So yep. So all right. Whew. Hey, that's old school. We went all old school.
Yeah.
Um, going back talking about the community type topics, and I like that. I like
Hmm.
talking about those. My most favorite subject.
Yeah.
Well, I got
No.
another subject that's kind of favorite, but close to
Talk about
second favorite
talk about
subject.
favorite subjects. You want to, ask your favorite subject of yours if she could like pick up her phone and call in.
Oh yeah, I'll have to see. I'll have to see when we're doing when we have an
Okay.
Albin sites of the week. I'll try to grab her.
Okay.
So let's. I guess we can move on
Well,
to some other topics that we had
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like,
because we've been, whew,
yeah.
man, love it, love it, love it. So yeah, folks, if you have more questions on our favorite hobby, be sure to post away. Let us know, and we'll do our best to try to answer those questions. All right, so let's jump over here. Da, 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 da. Boo, 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 boo. Hold on a second. I'm not
Okay.
seeing. It's not showing me that browser.
Yeah.
I don't want to do my whole screen. Select a window. Wait a minute. Why isn't it not letting me?
You going Disney or?
I was all right, hold on a second. Let me stop sharing that. It wasn't showing me the. There it is. All right, yeah, Disney was first.
Okay.
It wasn't letting me. It wasn't letting me open up Vivaldi, so I'm not sure what was going on with that. I had to
Okay.
open another
Hmm.
and then Vivaldi. So here we go. Here comes the deliverer of bad news. Disney is going up on their prices. We've seen that in it where they're talking a new price structure is going up. And so we can expect to see this. And it says starting October 12th, they will see an increase anywhere from, I think it was from $1 to $4, depending on the package that you have. Annual subscription is going from $110 to $140 a year. So all of this is going up. And it is also going to offer a ad based tier, which everybody's going to go there. Everybody's going to this because you get no, not only you're getting money from a subscriber, you're getting ad money. So you're double
Mhm.
dipping, and a lot of companies are going to keep going this direction because I think it's an easier way for them to make money because the more hits they get with the ads, the more money they make, and so then the more money they can get it. So
I guess
yep,
I just can't understand people will actually sit there and say, "Okay, I'm gonna watch a freaking commercial." I just don't. I don't even watch regular TV anymore. Okay,
I know.
I just
It's hard
can't.
when I watch sports. Sports is
That's
my
why I
only thing where
watch
they
it.
only get me. They only get me on the sports, and it drives me crazy the amount of ads. The only thing I like
Just
about
don't think it.
NASCAR, I do like it when NASCAR does it and they do the split
But
screen.
they're doing split screen. I
They
can
do the
deal with
ad,
that.
and I can like not look at it. I just look at the
Right.
cars. It's like,
Right. Because it's
uh,
like, you're watching a race. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Why I don't got to know commercial.
yeah,
Their car could blow up. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. That's why I guess when they do the
That's
split
the whole
screen, so you're not
purpose of
missing nothing.
watching. Right.
Yeah, yeah. So I see that. So Disney is going up on their prices. We're seeing all kinds of different pricing going up on this.
I
So
I heard that they just went up on the prices to get into the parks too.
don't doubt it. Disney is struggling financially. They
Absolutely.
have the number one, they got into the streaming and they went full force into streaming. I think
Mhm.
that that was number one. I think that they went into streaming and they gave away a shit ton of subscribers. I still got a free subscription
Mhm.
my
Mhm.
cell phone, so I still got Disney for free through Verizon. So you think about the number of subscribers that they gave a year to or plus, and uh, a lot of their content has been eh.
Right.
Uh, a lot of
And
their
you figured it
movies.
was all the right. But well, I didn't even know that they have any other things besides the Marvel universe stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they got
'Cause
Star Wars.
everybody I know,
Anything
well, the
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars, yeah, that's the only reason why they got it.
Mhm.
And like I said months ago, is that well, what happens after you watch all that? What's a person gonna watch
Well,
that they're spending all that money on?
like again, we have Disney. Other than us sitting down and we decide to watch a 4K IMAX version of a Marvel or Star Wars movie,
Mhm.
or we watched Ahsoka.
Mhm.
Um, and could I have watched that somewhere else? Of course I could have, but
Yeah,
it's easy when I already have
when
the
you're sitting
Disney
right
app,
there.
and I'm getting it in the best quality because Disney does do a good job. They don't throttle like Netflix does. I haven't seen any
Mhm.
throttling of bandwidth. So Disney has made some poor decisions over the last few years with some of the stuff they have done, and they have lost a lot of money. I think that, and they remember we were talking just a couple years ago. We were talking about. Remember they were strong arming the cable companies, and like,
Mhm.
remember they were blocking because the cable companies weren't willing to pay extra money for all these other channels, and
Right.
there was Dish Network. I think was one of them. Remember they couldn't get any ABC channels there for
Mhm.
it was a couple
Yep.
weeks that Disney wouldn't sign the contract because Dish Network didn't want to pay all the extra for the other channels because Disney said, well, it's a bundle.
Yeah.
You got to get all of it. So, Dish Network like, well, I don't need them all. We want,
Mhm.
um, and so they were hurting then, and they've continued. The bleeding is continued,
Yep.
and jumping into the streaming platform. This is not a cheap thing to get into
No.
for things. We talk about all these services. It is expensive for these companies to get into the streaming platform. So there's a lot of money that goes out to get you into that streaming platform. And then if you don't get the subscribers and have the money to come on the back end of it, your
Mhm.
stock takes a dive, and then your your stockholders are raising hell. So we're seeing a jump on, you said, the prices to get into the place, as well as we're
Yeah.
seeing a rise in the subscriptions. And this is going to go for Hulu. This goes for Disney Plus, and we're going to see this with ESPN. We're going to see
Mhm.
it with anything that Disney owns. They're going to try to get a little bit off of
A
each
little
one of
bit
them.
more. Yep.
Yep. Yep. So, because in here it says ESPN Plus subscribers currently are paying cost $10 a month, will go up to $11. Let's see, where did I see? Premium Duo also provides ad-free Disney Plus and Hulu access for $20. That's going up. I want to say it said it was no the trio bundle is going to go from $20 to $25. Hulu and the Hulu Live TV with ads is going to go from $70 to $77. Ad free bundle is going to go from $83 to $89. So we're seeing a large
$89. Wait,
89.
$89. I I can't understand how they have the nerve to even come up with a number like that for a
What's
streaming
YouTube
service.
TV? YouTube
Right.
TV is $79 last time I checked.
Mhm.
Just YouTube TV,
And,
$79 last time I checked.
I
And it's gonna go up.
won't get it.
Well, of
Why would
course
I
you
get
won't
it?
get it
No,
because you get because
no, yeah,
you're
they
banned.
got me. I'm banned. But you think that they would say, well, the $79 is more worth it to them? You know?
Well, yeah, yeah. Wow. So we're seeing that this also goes hand in hand with Disney Plus plans to crack down on password sharing. So the
Mhm.
same thing, a lot of companies have watched what Netflix has done. They let
Yep.
Netflix be, they let
The
Netflix
guinea
be that
pig.
dog running out
Yep.
in the front, to see what happens. And
Everybody was cursing Netflix and saying, "Oh,
they
no, they can't get away with it."
Well, but Netflix has shown that they took an initial loss of
Mhm.
customers, but then they said they have turned that into a positive on
Yeah.
a subscription. So,
Mhm.
is it because of they cracked down on that, or could it be other reasons? Nobody knows why everybody done with it, but they have seen an increase of they've said they've seen an increase in subscribers since
Mhm.
they've cracked down on passwords. So all these other subscriptions are doing this, are going to follow suit. So Disney says starting in 2024 they will be cracking down on password sharing. Now there's no clear answer on how they're going to do that. Will it be on you can only have a certain number of devices? Does it have to do with an IP address? Unclear. They've not stated, but they said they will, starting in 2024, make changes to crack down on this. But we're going to see the same thing with Max Plus. Is it
Mhm.
Max Plus or Max? What is it?
HBO Max.
What's it? Yeah, because it's got the Max or Max Plus or something. When it joined, remember when it joined Discovery?
It's all the same thing because they're just trying to confuse people.
Yeah,
To get Max and Max Plus
yeah,
separate.
just cram the names all together. So they're going to go up. They're going to change their password stuff.
Mhm.
So we're going to see all of them doing this. Netflix is weeding out how to do it and how not to do it.
Yeah.
And all these other companies are going to follow suit. So, yeah, there's going to be a crackdown on passwords. So, if you're like, well, I've got Disney, but I'm using somebody else's, well, enjoy it while you can.
Yeah.
That will be going away in 2024. So, uh, yeah, it is what it is
Well,
on that. Yep.
maybe people will have to learn that to use cap. You know. Oh yeah,
Yep.
this is the one I was talking about.
Yeah, yeah. This one here, this is a graph. It just gives, and this isn't even an up to date one. Some of the
Right.
prices after are not even, they're not
Mhm.
even the right price, because Netflix here now is 19.99. So this
Yeah.
chart was not even recent. It's
Yeah.
actually higher than this. So
Yeah.
they show where the ad free used to be 13.99 not too long ago. Now it actually is 19.99. and you can see all of the services have went up with ads, without ads. All of them have gone up. The only one that it did not show, um, okay, so with the ads is not, they're not pushed it yet. So everybody has went up on their prices, and they will continue to go up. Oh wait, I take that back. HBO Max did not go up with the ads. It's got the same
Okay.
price. But everybody else has gone up, and it's continuing. There was another chart I had here. Let's see. It's this one. So here's another chart
Mhm.
to show. Again, not even the most recent chart. This chart is behind because see, we're seeing here's Netflix at 1549, which it's not
Right.
that anymore.
Right.
And you can see there's not a single one of them that is level or gone down. I
Mhm.
mean, every single one of them has gone up, and some of them have gone up drastically. Look how much Disney, it's been a large jump. It
Yeah.
started at $7 and now
Mhm.
basically has doubled.
Hold
So,
on. You know what I forgot
mm,
to
mm,
mention to you? Did you know that they got rid of that they've already gotten rid of or they're working getting rid of the Netflix DVDs,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So now they're telling people, okay, if you have any movies out with Netflix, basically you don't have to return them. They're giving you the movie. Yeah, yeah,
So, do
that's
you have any of the movies?
no, because I they got rid of that so long ago. I was thinking of calling them up and say, "Hey, listen, look at my account and look at all the movies I rented from you guys. And, you could at least send me something, because going going through 32 a
I
week,
I've been
you know,
I've been paying $2 a month for 100 years, and
yeah,
they're gonna see how much you're paying a month. They're gonna say, you've gotten over
I
on
got
us.
I gotten over right.
No, you've been paying so low. There's no damn way.
Yeah.
So again, chart showing done nothing but go up. It's just going up.
Hmm.
So this leads us right into cord cutters are starting to cut back now, just paying for 3 or fewer services. This was a survey done through cord. Can't remember. Cord cutters had done a survey.
Yeah, quick cover.
Had done a poll, and they were looking at how many services people had. The largest was 3 services, but if you look at 4 services or below, it's like 70% have anywhere from 1 to 4 services. So most people have multiple services and are paying. And a lot of people, we've talked about this, a lot of people are paying 100 to
Hmm.
$150 just in streaming costs. If
Yep.
we go back to this chart right here, so what if you had Hulu, and at this price, which it's higher now, but let's just say here, $18 and $16 for Max. So, and then 15 and a half for Netflix and Disney and Peacock. But right there, you're already talking what, $70 or so?
Right.
And if you
But I think a lot of people try to strategize this by what shows they watch.
yes, but a lot of
You
times
know what
people
I'm saying?
forget
That
what they're
they yeah, yeah, but some people are so anal about, okay, well, I don't want to pay all that money every month. And they'll say, okay, well, I watched the Handmaid's Tale,
Yep,
so I
yep,
wanna I wanna be able to, keep this to that and keep, HBO for one other show. And they're gonna start being like how uh the networks used to do it with having these charts and
yep,
what shows that
yep.
because that's the only thing a person can do other if that they won't stream like us.
I think
This
that
this is
I do
yeah,
think
go
you're
ahead.
right. I think some people will. I don't think the
It's
majority
not
of
going to be
people will.
worth it though.
I
It's
don't. I
not going
think
to be worth it.
I think the majority of people, because how are bills paid now?
Right? It, automatically right out of your account, and they
Yep,
just let it go.
because out of sight, out of mind.
Hmm.
If
But
people,
if
if
it were
cus
you,
oh,
and there
yeah,
was no other,
yeah,
and we couldn't
yeah,
do it the way we're
yeah,
doing it now,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you would be up on it on,
Oh,
"Okay, I'm
yes,
gonna watch this
yes,
show,
because I
and
nickel and
and
dime.
I wanna." Yeah, yeah, right, I would too, And then the minute they would say, "Oh, well, you're gonna get it with commercials," would you
Yeah.
or wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Probably not, because I just hate
Like,
commercials that much.
right.
I hate commercials.
So
Yeah,
you're gonna say, "Okay, well, I'll pay that extra
yeah.
$3
I probably would
so I
pay
don't
the
have a
extra.
commercial for a month A, B, and C."
Yes, and I do think that I would probably, as you said, I would strategize more.
Mhm.
Let's see. I'll use your example, Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
So most people got Paramount Plus that I know for Yellowstone.
Mhm.
When Yellowstone was out and it was showing every week, people
Mhm.
paid for Paramount Plus because they loved the show. That was where
Right.
you watched it. Once that was over, most people continue to pay it. I would be a person that would say, I think I'll
Nope.
cut that off because I'm not watching it.
Mhm.
But most people don't because it's paid through a debit card or through their
Yeah.
bank account or on a credit card, and they just pay it automatically. They don't even pay attention. If people got bills, you got a Hulu bill, and you got a
Mhm.
Disney bill, and you got a Netflix bill, and that came in your mailbox, people would pay attention to that more and would probably cancel it. And
But
this is
really now, would they? When
I
was the
think they
last
would.
time when was the last time you picked up a piece of mail to look
Well,
at
that's
it?
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, right? Like now, nobody does. But
Right.
if we could roll
So they
back the
got you
clock
either way.
20 years, roll the clock back 20
Yeah.
years, and
Yeah.
most people got a paper bill.
Mhm.
If people were getting the bills like that, they probably would be more conscious of it.
Yeah.
Now, with it just happening, and you don't even think about it because it just comes out of your account, most people don't even pay attention to it. But there are a lot of cord cutters now looking at that. And now part of this is the how all these companies, not only when you locked in it, I was paying for Paramount Plus was only $7. Now it's $10. So all of a sudden, what they were paying this, now all of a sudden it's went to this because all the services have went up on the prices. So people are looking at that. Inflation continues to go up. Um, so we see inflation worldwide going up constantly. So the money you make is not increasing like the money you're having to spend.
Mhm.
Um, so the amount of money you have to spend every day because of the electric bill or the food bill, the gas bill, whatever, that is always going out. You have to pay for those. And then what's left is what you're paying for these services. And if you only have a X amount of money and it's like, whoa, how are we running short? Well, you start looking at those.
Mhm.
And even on this article talks about some of the streaming services have even people cutting back. And they're
Right.
talking about the Sling TV, the Fubo, the Hulu Live are all been
Mhm.
losing customers because
Yep.
people, number one, it's summertime and people are out doing shit. Number two, people are having less money. Now, this article says in the second quarter of 2023, they saw a drop. And we know what's not playing the second quarter of the year,
Mhm.
which is NFL.
And do you remember me always sitting there saying, "Well, even with the TV shows, why in the hell would you put out a TV show all at once?" You know?
Yeah.
If
And
they force these people to have to do this week by week, they they pay it.
yeah, you're
They're
right.
gonna
And
pay it.
100% because people binged on Netflix type stuff.
Mhm.
And then it's easy for someone if they binged all 10 episodes,
Yep.
I can turn off. I don't need that
Mhm.
service. Whereas if I have to watch Ahsoka, if it only
Mhm.
comes out once a week and I love that show, I
Yep.
got to
I
watch
love
it.
it. Right.
Well, then I have to keep that Disney subscription going.
Mhm.
If Yellowstone comes out and I'm ready for the newest episode of Yellowstone, but I got to continue to pay that Paramount Plus every week because it's another week. And if they're smart, they try to find a new show, and that's what I'm sure
Right.
the networks try to do.
That they're putting something else up there,
Near the end of, when
of the other
Yellowstone is
show.
finishing, can
Right.
we find something hot that everybody jumps
Yep.
on? So yeah, you're right about that. It strings along your customers. When we first talked about all that,
Mhm.
the drop it all at once or force them
Yeah.
to be once a week, there
Mhm.
was Netflix did not have the competition
Right.
that they have now, and
That's right.
less and less content.
Mhm.
The content is drying up, folks.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely is.
I
That's
don't
why
think
I savor it, you know?
I don't think I did not say I didn't save this article, but you had pulled up that article about
Mhm.
Yellowstone, and I
Yeah.
don't have it on here, but I'll just
Okay.
mention what it
Want
is.
want me to give it to
And
you? Or
no, no, it's good.
okay.
We were talking about a couple weeks ago. We were talking about the writer strike and the actor
Mhm.
strike, and that content's going to get smaller. And remember, we talked about Warner Brothers
Mhm.
was selling off certain content
Yep.
because Warner Brothers said, "Hey, we're cash hungry." Another company that's went heavy into streaming and needs the money. Uh, they're renting, leasing, selling off some of their content to get cash, to be
Mhm.
cash flow again. And so Yellowstone is going to CBS.
Mhm.
Yellowstone, which was a Paramount Plus thing, right?
Mhm.
Now is going to go to CBS. CBS is going to be showing, and I didn't see what season. It may be, I don't know, because
Mm.
CBS, all the networks are running low on content. It said
Yep.
in there, what was it? Yellowstone was going to it. There
Um,
was an NCIS, was it?
yeah, NCIS and, SWAT. Not yeah,
SWAT.
SWAT, yeah, the
And
SWAT.
then they were adding some ghost hunter stuff
Yeah.
was going to be put in the fall of CBS on their that's going to be part of their fall schedule
Mhm.
because the content is starting to become less and less. So what we're going to find is a lot of companies are going to lease out or put content out here and there to other places
Mhm.
to try to fill those holes because the new shows are not coming.
Right.
So unless the only other option you're going to have is if they start buying foreign shows,
Right.
I think we're
Which
going to start
which
seeing
I
that.
wouldn't put it past because if you look at
That will
Netflix,
happen.
Netflix has bought
Oh yeah,
so many Korean shows
yeah.
that
But
have
look at
been
Squid
really pretty
Games.
good. Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a perfect example of
Mhm.
buying a foreign
Yeah.
TV show and
Mhm.
took off.
Yep.
So yeah, they're going to look to that. There was another one. What was it? The hole or the cave? It was a Swedish show.
Oh,
Ah,
oh, yeah, I know the one you're talking about. It
it
was
was
with
a
the brain
Swedish.
and
Yeah,
they couldn't yeah, I remember that one.
and it was like in a town. There was a town with
Mhm.
all kinds of supernatural shit happening.
Yeah.
But again, we're going to see more and more of that foreign stuff because of
Mhm.
these networks not having the content. So, um,
That's that's why when Netflix grabbed all that stuff, they grabbed it in, they redid it in 80 different languages.
mhm,
You know what I mean?
yep,
Because they
yep,
were able to push that same story all over the place.
yep.
You're not seeing a Paramount or Max or anybody doing anything like that.
Yeah, but they will. They they they
Yeah, they
they
will, but
will
will
because
they?
they're gonna get hungry. I'm
Right,
telling
but
you,
are
when
do you
everyone gets
see them?
hungry,
Do
you
you
know
see
what?
them saying we're going to split this up between all of these languages? You really see that? Because I don't.
Uh,
I don't see them doing it.
I well, I don't know. It depends. I This depends on how long the strike goes. And when we talked to Mark and Stacy last week,
Yeah,
they really felt this strike was going to go on a while. And again, they work
yeah,
in the
it
industry,
is
and they thought that
right.
this strike was going to pretty be lengthy. They said
Hmm.
because the writers and the actors are really dug their heels in because they felt
Right.
like they got taken advantage of in the past
Hmm.
uh, by
But
giving
there
in
were,
too early.
but there was still a lot of actors that still made a crap ton of money. That to this day, I just don't think that it was worth it. You take shows like Friends and Modern Family. Look how much those guys were getting
Oh
per
yeah,
episode. Per episode.
but
Okay, how come
but
it
the
wasn't?
But the
Yeah,
network was
just
not
everyone else.
losing money.
Right.
I don't care. The network still wasn't losing money when you get the ad money, and so the
Mhm.
actor.
Right.
I think that I still think that the actors. Yes, it was an astronomical amount that each of the actors were getting, but
Mhm.
the network was making a shit ton
Yes,
of
shit
money
ton.
off of
Right.
those shows.
I
So
I I I do understand that.
I still
Yeah.
think that the networks are always going to come out bigger and better. Kind of like
Mhm.
Dana. You know,
Yeah.
Dana and the
Yep.
UFC always comes out. Doesn't matter how much they pay a
No matter
fighter.
what. Right.
The
Right.
UFC made more than what that fighter made. You know, so
Mhm.
uh,
Every time.
yeah. So I don't. Was there any quite? Did people have anything on this before we
No,
go
go
on to some?
no, I think they're
All right.
listening to our
Yeah.
voices,
Okay. All
you
right. Well.
know?
All right. This is
It's
some good news.
oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so we talked about bad news. We talked about, prices going up and yeah, it's we got something that's coming out and people are going to be able to get it free and I think this is the fucking
Oh,
bomb.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Plex Amp.
Okay, drink up, everyone.
So, Plex Amp, which was a Plex Pass only um
App.
download app that we could get if you were a Plex Pass person, you could have Plex Amp. Now Plex Amp is going to be available for any Plex user. And Plex Amp to me I, is awesome. I use it all the time. It's categorizing your music, pulling music lists, the playlist that it creates, the genres, the moods is nobody else does this. Like if you're wanting a certain mood, it will pull from your library those songs that fit that
Mhm.
mood. Brilliant job.
Yeah.
This is going to be given out to anybody with Plex. So if you have Plex and you have a music library, now you must have a music library. Plex does not have a music library for you. This is not like Amazon Music or like Spotify. They do
But
not
you
have
could
a
still use others' libraries, like, you could still use my library
Well,
if
yes,
you're
100.
my friend.
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
yes, but you've got to have your own library, or somebody shares a library with you.
Right.
Um, but it will pull songs from that. So if you're a Plex person, you've got to get this. So you're able to get it. You can download it, Plex Amp. You go through. It has visualizations. I love that. It has. Here is one here. Let me see if I can swell this up. This is here one of the things where if you're pulling playlists. So depending on your music library and what you're pulling out, it can pull a playlist and compile a playlist up from with different ways. So if you're wanting in your certain moods, if you click on the moods, it will pull what mood are you in, and it will pull music in those types of moods. Um, so it's coming out. Mix builders. Uh,
I think they already released it for them.
let's see this playlist Sonic Adventure. Oh, so this Sonic Adventure. Have you ever used that? You ever used
Mm,
the Sonic Adventure
I think
feature?
I did.
So Sonic Adventure, what you do is, let's say I pick Nirvana and I pick a song by Nirvana. Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Mhm.
I pick that as my song. I'm like, that's where I'm going to start. Then I add um, a song, and like, say I added,
You, like, add it to your queue.
yeah, let's say, all right, so
Okay.
I say I do Nirvana, and
Mhm.
then I do Hank Williams
Mhm.
Jr. I pick a song by Hank Williams Jr.
Right.
It will create a playlist that takes you from Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit over to
All
Hank
the
Williams
movement.
with like a transition of
Right.
types of songs that takes you from one genre into the next. So I'm taking it, that's an extreme of going from
Yeah.
Nirvana to Hank Williams. But if you did, let's say, Linkin Park
Mhm.
to Metallica,
Yeah.
it will pull music that's Linkin Park style and take you to that. That is a really cool. Another
Mhm.
great playlist, adds all kinds of stuff. So those are really cool features in amongst things. Equalizer, of course, you have an equalizer. So
Yeah.
here are some of the features. I guess you guys can see it. This is Plex
Yeah.
Amp for all, and then if you have Plex Pass, some of the differences. Gapless playback. I love that
Yeah.
because it goes from one song right into the other, and actually one song dies out as the next one is building up. So there is no transition, no gap between the songs. Loudness leveling, so you don't get one song super loud and one song quiet. It's nice leveling sound. Smart playlists, unlimited streaming, visualizers, which that would be your stuff going on in the background. So again, you can see these were for the free, and this stuff over here is for the paid version if you have Plex
Yeah.
Pass. So awesome thing. I don't know how many people in our
No,
audience
they
over there.
they're like into their Winamp.
Yeah,
Winamp is
Winamp is
back.
cool.
It is,
Um, Winamp, I used to use Winamp all the time, but Winamp.
but
Okay, can you link that into your Plex? I mean,
no, I
doesn't
don't think
Winamp
so.
you have to have
You
all
have
those
to pull
songs
the
on your
file. You
phone
have to have the file right on your
on
phone.
your phone.
Right.
Whereas I don't have to have all of. I mean,
Anything on your phone.
I think I have
Although you
70.
can download,
Yes, but
it to your, you
I
know,
think I have 70 gigs of music. I
mhm,
don't want to put 70 gigs of music on my phone.
on your phone. Right.
I mean, uh, whereas on my Plex, I can have that without. It's
Mhm.
not. I don't even have to think about it. I'm like, sure, put it on there. Yeah, Winamp, you do need to have this, the files got to be on your phone. So that's the big difference between Winamp and Plex Pass or Plex Amp is I can have this stuff all on my server. I don't have to have it on my phone.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
but again, for you folks that are Winamp, if you have a Plex server or you have access to a Plex server that has music, check this out. I think that it's a really cool thing. I've loved Plex Amp for a while now.
Yeah.
So you and me both we've
Yeah.
been we've been on it.
Well,
And yeah,
we're
this
brothers.
this was in July. So
Yeah.
yeah, 100% available to everybody right now.
Yeah. Another thing,
Yep.
in case if you're a Plex owner with a Plex Pass and you got a server, make sure you load what is it? Plex. Geez. I'm losing my memory, guys. Just so you know, it's been really bad. I gotta look in and see what the name of that was again. Plex Dash. It's like a dashboard for your server, so you can see everything going on your server while you're running around. So that's another one to load on.
Plex Dash?
Yeah, you never loaded that one? Oh, that one's good.
No.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't think so. I was using what was that other one?
To
Tripodaldi or what was it?
the Tutuli.
Travaldi? Tertulli? Yeah.
Tutuli. Yeah.
I was using
Yeah, I had
Tertulli
that
for a long
loaded
time.
also.
But it's
But
a pain in the
this
ass. You
is
had to update that constantly too.
yeah, constantly. This here is great because it shows everything while someone's on there. You can see the utilization of your server, all kinds of neat stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's so yeah, I'll have to check that one out. Another thing we actually had I know Claire was asking about NVIDIA Shields.
Hmm.
She was asking about that today, and NVIDIA Shield, yes, that is the Cadillac of streaming devices. It is, is it overkill for just streaming? Yeah. But you know what?
It's well worth it.
I'd rather
Me
have more
too.
power than not have enough.
Me
Um,
too.
but if you can't get a Shield, and because of pricing or availability, the Fire Cube third generation Fire Cube is phenomenal. And the price is better than the Shield for sure. I mean, right now in the US, I think this was $109, something like that. I could have swore I
Yeah,
saw it in
no,
here.
112 was it? I think, or was it? I don't know
Thought I
why
saw
112 is in my head.
could have swore I saw the pricing on this article, but I'm almost positive that it. Oh, here 119, but I think it's
Okay,
109.
okay.
Hold on a second. Temporary out of stock. Look at it. We had to bring it up, but it'll be back in. They'll bring this back in. But
It's a
um,
great device. That's why it's always out of stock. You
yeah,
gotta grab it as you can.
yeah. It in let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna come over here to
And
Newegg.
we just got those cubes because they were on sale a little ways
Yeah,
back. But
yeah. They were.
it was an earlier gen, but still.
Yeah. So if you're a person that you don't want to get a shield, this is a very good device. I'm not a super fan of the interface, but it is what it is on that. But the for the bang for the buck, the quality
Yeah.
that you get, the speed that you get, as well as if you want to do the hands-free stuff, you can do the voice activation, the lights, and this and that. It adds a lot of that. So if you're a person that's can't go the NVIDIA Shield cost, definitely check out this third generation. Um, there are the Fire Sticks Max is 4K. The 4K sticks and the Max are good. They're not slouchy devices, but they're good devices. The On box is definitely a box as good as the 4K stick, easily. Especially if you go through there and turn on, do some settings. Beach gave me some settings to change to make it a little quicker. And
Mhm.
damn, if it didn't make it quicker,
Yeah.
I was like, holy smokes, this is running really, really good. And for that's $20 in the
Hmm.
US. Unless you're in Canada, which
Canada
you can
in
find it for sixty
70.
dollars. $60 in Canada on Facebook Marketplace if
Oh
you go around.
gosh.
Um, not that I'm trying to sell some, but I do have a few
Mhm.
here imported.
Mhm.
Um,
Imported.
so $20 for that thing. But again, the cube, third generation cube, you can't beat it. If you're buying this secondhand on Marketplace, be careful because someone may be selling a second gen, which was a
Hmm.
little didn't have as much power. Not day and night, less power, but definitely it did have less. So if you're getting it for $50, sure, it's a great deal. But if you'd be better off just to buy this new, even if you got to pay the 120, unless you're getting a great deal on a second generation, but a good device. Um, but yeah, check into this. This is not a slouchy device. Definitely the Cube. Black Friday comes, this thing's going to be on sale, probably a little over $100.
Yeah.
So, and I think I had an article here, and this is an
Hmm.
older article, and I don't think it's 100% true because this is from AFTV News. So, not that they're being biased, but I think they could be a little biased towards the Fire TV stuff. But on here, it's showing that it's saying that CPU processor is faster. The Cube's CPU was higher than the NVIDIA
Man.
Shield, even with the
No.
NVIDIA Shield Pro. I want to say
No.
now the GPU, the graphics card. Now, so this is CPU, so that's
Hmm.
the 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 computer chip, the processor.
Yeah.
It's saying that its processor was faster than the Shield's, but the Shield beat it on
Graphics.
the graphics processor, the
All the
GPU.
games you can play with it.
The games, and again with how things process
Hmm.
graphically, can help you. So overall, the Shield would kind of come out a little bit ahead of the Cube, but you can see on the graphics processor, look at it's almost double
Hmm.
on that thing. Um, so yeah, that was some of that information. If you're looking for um, one of these devices, you may take a look at that. Don't pass up on that Cube third generation. That is a solid device, especially at a good price. Uh, anything else you got, bro, man, on this device?
Not on that. No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, before we
Because
go,
you know how I feel about my Shield.
Oh,
You
I do,
know,
and me too. I mean, I actually almost bought one of these when I was in the States. They were the 109,
I have
109,
one.
110.
It's
I
still in
almost
the
bought one.
box.
Yeah.
Still in the box.
Third generation?
I think it is third, and I don't know whether I'm gonna just give it away as a gift because I'm not gonna use it. Even with even when there was a sale on the sticks, I bought a bunch of them, and I'm like, why did I do that? I'm not gonna use them.
Yeah.
You know?
You need to be a Fire Stick seller. That's what you need to do.
No,
That's not in you. All right. So,
no,
well,
it's not. But you know why? I think I would be a shield seller because I have convinced a lot of people to get them because
you
it's
know,
so worth it. Because I guess if
I'm
people ask me when they see me and they see mine and they're like, "What is that you're running?" It's a shield,
oh,
and they're like, "Okay,"
yeah, I definitely Shield is always the best, but this is a and I was looking, it does come with the USB port, so you're able to
okay,
hook up a USB
the
through it.
drive,
So if
uh-huh,
you want to hook up a drive to it, and it comes with your Ethernet port, which
mhm,
with
which
a
is most
Fire Stick.
important,
The Fire Stick,
most,
you have to get the adapter
yeah,
for that.
right.
All right, so is it time to do our spin
Uh,
for next week? Because
yeah, sure, why not?
before we get to Auburn's picks of the week or sites of the
Yeah,
week.
but we still had something else, but we could do
Oh,
this
okay.
now.
Wait. All right. Well, let's do the spin,
Yeah,
and
do the
then
spin.
we'll talk about the
You
other
wanna
stuff.
talk about what's on there?
Okay.
The movies are I got a list here.
All
Give
right.
me
We
one
got Guardians
second.
of the Galaxy. That's
Yeah,
Guardian of the Galaxy 3. No Hard Feelings.
uh-huh,
What's
with
this?
the
Appleton Ladies or Appleton?
ladies potato race. You'd have to
Okay.
ask, the beach because he, pulled them for me.
Oh, look at you
I
pulling it. Look, he threw beach. He's like, up. If it's shitty
No,
movies.
it's not no,
All
hey, listen, I'm down for a city movie, okay?
right. Oh, I know
But
that.
I was watching a shitty one today.
I was
What
watching
was
a
it
shitty
called?
movie today.
Uh, Something King. Like she's King. It had Notori Naughty from the girl from Power. So that's why I watched it. And she was supposed to be a judge that ends up fighting everybody and kicking butt.
Okay.
So that
All
was
right.
shitty. I gave it like a 2.5 stars,
Shit, you gave it two
maybe
and a half
three.
stars. I give it a one then. All right.
Yeah.
So then we got Joyride,
Mm-hmm.
The
Hilarious.
Flash. Let's see, Flash, and
Uh-huh.
then the last
Past
movie,
Past lives. There's
Past
two movies.
Lives.
And Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
Oh, you already said
yeah.
that
That
one.
was the first. Yep, that was the first one.
Okay.
So these will be the choices for our player pass next week, and I'm getting ready to spin.
And wait, before you
Up,
spin,
yep.
Eddie, just close your eyes because we didn't, say what color was what. But uh
Yeah,
movie.
colorblind man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me make it bigger. Oh, wait.
And then
Look
only
at
move the
when I
text. It only
when I
makes the
make it
text
big.
bigger. Yeah,
All right, is
it's
that
just the
better for
text.
him? You think?
No, I doubt it.
Okay. All right. All right. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and spin it. So this is what we have to watch next week. So click to spin. What do we have to watch next week? What do we got to watch? Oh, looky there. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians.
All right.
Okay.
So next week, we need to watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That will be the Player Pass episode 4 next week. So next week, 6 p.m., Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what we have to watch. And I do like this random because then, you know what?
Yeah.
Because I kind of wanted, I did kind of want to watch that No Hard Feelings because I hadn't seen
You
that
gotta
yet.
watch it. I watched it.
Yeah, you said it was pretty
I
good. So
love yeah.
I was at, because
But
Guardians
also
I've
that was
seen.
pretty
So,
good was that Joyride.
okay. All right.
I laughed my ass off, but
All
really.
right. All
I
right.
mean I oh, that was pretty funny.
Okay. All right. So next week, Guardians of the Galaxy. We have to watch Guardians of the Galaxy for next Wednesday. That's Player Pass next week. So make sure you guys watch it before next week, and we'll talk about it. And join us on the panel. Join us in the side chat. We want to get as many people as available to be able to comment. One of the things, if you're going to be on the Player Pass panel, all the thing we ask is that you've watched the movie. Number one, you can't have not watched it. You got to have watched the movie. And number two, have an opinion and have a reason why. Just be able to back up your opinion. Just to say it sucks, it just doesn't work. You got to have a reason. It sucked because da 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 da. It was something. It was great because da 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 da. It's something. So
We're gonna play it again in big screen
okay,
like we did last week.
like
That
we
was a
did
lot of
Terminator
fun.
or
Yeah.
if
No,
Transformers.
Transformers. Yeah,
So it's going to be
that
on
was
big
pretty good.
screen next Thursday then.
Yeah, we'll try next Thursday. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do next Thursday. We'll do if for our folks with Oculus, we'll do it in big screen, so we'll be able to watch it together. So, all right. So what was the other thing that I had forgot, man? What did
The
I?
Discord.
I didn't save that in here. Hold on a second.
There's a bunch of things we didn't say.
I know. How did I miss all the? I knew that I didn't add some tabs.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I can't see the. All right,
You
hold
need
on a
the
second.
hold on, I'll give you
No, I just yeah, I gotta scroll up here.
okay.
Yeah, Discord. We had Discord OI had a data breach last week. Here it is. Copy that.
Oh, Canada.
Where the maple syrup runs. All right, so we had Discord IO. Now, this is not the same Discord as in what normal folks that have Discord, right? So
Right.
it's two different ones. This was what's Discord IO. Wasn't this one where they has like if you wanted to have a server or something like that, or have
I believe so.
its focus is on linking of servers and especially like some gaming stuff.
Hmm.
So if you have an account with Discord IO, you're going to want to make sure to get in there and change passwords. Just change your password and then you're fine. It's whenever you see that there is a security breach with a company that you have an account with, just go change your password. It's not a hard thing to do. You go in, change your password, you're done. Because these are happening constantly. We see this stuff all the time. So go ahead and get on top of it. Take care of it before it becomes a problem. The other topic, hold on, I remember this. I don't know why I didn't save these in my didn't save them when I was carrying them over.
Well,
So,
we didn't talk about it.
yeah,
No.
this is the Xbox 360
Hmm.
marketplace will be shutting down. So it looks like if you're a Xbox 360 person and you purchase games through the Xbox 360 store, it looks like we've come to the end of the life
Yep.
on this. So this goes back to one of Albin's pet peeves on
Hmm.
everything being on the cloud,
Yep.
because when uh, when the store closes down and you want to download Call of Duty,
Yep. You're
guess what?
screwed. You're
Nope.
screwed.
Yeah.
You're forced to go around and look for it somewhere.
Yep. So users will lose the ability to purchase games, movie, and TV content. So it looks like this is
Oh
the end of
wait.
the
Oh
road for
wait.
your 3.
Wait.
Yep.
So there's TV content on there, so like you're able to watch your movies off of that.
I guess it says the same won't be true with video content. They're quite
That
TV
means
episodes
they
and
screwed
films
you.
purchased via Xbox Online Marketplace.
So they
So
screwed
if
you.
it, so, I guess you won't be able to build it.
Oh boy.
All right. So if you've purchased it, you'll still
You're
be able to
screwed.
have it, but you can't
How you still
get
able to
nothing
have it?
new. You
How
can't.
you
I don't
able to
know.
have it?
It
No,
won't let you get
if
anything
they're
new.
gonna close that marketplace, you're done. You're done. They're
Mhm.
gonna say to you, Sorry, you know you're an ogie fogey. You know you bought all of those movies and TV shows from us, thinking you were safe. You're not.
No, you know what you got to do?
What?
That means you got to go buy an Xbox One or an Xbox X Series. That's what you got to do.
But
So
they're not going to use that same.
yeah, it says that your content, you'll be able to watch the content that you've
Okay.
purchased
Okay.
on another device.
Okay.
So they basically said, all right, so if you had it on the 360, if you if you bought movies on that, you can watch it through your same account, but you're going to have to get an Xbox One or an X.
Hmm.
So yeah, moving on. That's yeah. So the end of the road for Xbox 360 and its content purchasing. You won't be able to purchase any new content. Let's see. What else was it that I had here?
Windows 95.
Windows 95.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, do you want you were around when Windows 95
Oh
came
boy, was
out.
I was working in the city.
Hmm.
I had when I used to work downtown across the street from the Trade Center, and we so I was on like the 52nd floor, and I had the Trade Center right in front of me. And the company I worked for, we had a projector uh, for the computer, and so when they announced this, I was broadcasting it across onto the Trade Center wall. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. We were going crazy. But it's the Windows 95 birthday.
Yeah.
This is just so great to finally see, especially from someone that was had 3.1 and 3.0,
Yeah.
had to deal with, and um,
Well,
it's a long time.
95 really, it really,
It
it
changed
was
the
a,
world.
it was
It changed the
solid.
world
It was
of
solid.
Windows.
And Windows 98 was
Yeah,
shortly,
yeah,
a few years later or a year or
yeah,
two later. And, things rolled on from there. So,
right.
um,
Until ME.
well, there's been some hiccups. There's been some hiccups. So yeah, definitely changed the landscape of computers, PCs.
Yeah.
With 95, it really opened the door to a lot of possibilities. So, yep, happy birthday to
Happy birthday.
Windows 95.
Yeah.
We had another one here about free gaming, and I think I put the
Mm,
link down below. In any of the
uh-huh.
links, again, the topics we talk about, check down below. We got links. If you want some free games, Steam has ability for and has a lot of different games that you're able to download and play for free. And this is always a great thing to check out. I know that some people think that there's no games available, but there are some games on Steam. They offer games all the time um, for free. Hey, girl, don't be growling. Yeah, I know they're allowed to walk on our street, honey. They're allowed to walk on the street. So yeah, it's got some Steam games going on. Again, links are down below. Check it out. Check out the links. JJ,
Wow.
JJ, stop it.
I've never heard her growl before. Where's
That's
she
more of a.
growling at?
She's wagging
Somebody
her
out
tail.
walking up. Yeah.
There's a dog walking down the street
Oh,
with its
okay.
owner because
Okay.
they're on the other side of the street. So she's just
Okay.
saying, "Hey,
Hey.
you're supposed to come by here and see me."
Yep. Yep.
Yes, I
Okay.
know you're a tough dog. I know everybody was intimidated when they heard your growl.
Oh,
Uh,
I miss Jade. I haven't seen Jade in forever.
and she's still getting around.
Yeah.
And actually, we just got done with some um, bladder stones. She just got done with
Oh no.
uh, 2 months of medicine to take
Oh,
care of the bladder stones.
oh boy.
It was something else. So
Wow.
now I think is that the end of the big topics
That's
that
it.
we had?
Yeah, that is. That is.
Yep. All right. So let me go in here. It's time for your shine. It's your time to shine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd
It's
rather be playing that. Oh my
well,
gosh.
come visit me. Come visit
Yeah.
me. I play any game you want to play.
Yeah, I know you got them all.
Yeah. All
But
right.
so do I.
So what is this Formula Bot?
Okay,
What is Formula Bot?
Formula Bot. Now I saw this and I said, "Oh, okay," because there's been a lot of AI stuff going
Hmm.
on around now, but this is like was up my alley because it's a you can create formulas for like your Excel spreadsheet. So I thought this is great. You know, you just basically type in what you want, and it's going to create it for you, and it does. If you would scroll down a bit, it has a oh, you went to sign
Oops.
in.
I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
mean
the
to.
creative thing. Yeah,
Uh, hold on. It's backing up.
there you
Okay.
go. If you scroll, you see here, will allow you to create uh the form. Creates the formulas for you. It is
No.
basically typing in what you want, and it shows you, you know, whatever you want to add in. Pretty neat.
You want me to tell you this? This is, and I don't know if there was ESPN had some things. What's it? Ocho 8 or Ocho 8? I think it was
Okay.
Ocho 8. ESPN
Okay.
had a thing, and it's been on and off. A couple weeks ago, you know what I saw on
What?
Ocho 8? I
What?
saw the World Excel Championship
Oh yeah.
on ESPN.
Wow.
They had like 8 people,
Uh
and
huh.
they had to go through uh, level one, level two, and then build on information. And the information and the spreadsheets and the formulas,
Uh
then
huh.
it built on so that they were doing like a database and
Uh
using
huh.
that information and going through that. And they had all these shortcuts with the keyboards where it was
Yeah.
just like click click, like in
Wow.
on the side they were actually showing
Showing the code.
what they were doing, like
Right.
control left, 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 and
Uh huh.
or control alt dot dot dot, and they would show you the shortcuts that the people were
Wow.
doing on Excel. But it was one person after another. I was blown away. I was like, can ESPN is
Uh huh.
showing the
Yeah.
Excel spreadsheet, or they called it was the Excel World Championship or some shit
Wow.
like that.
I have to check
So
that
on
out.
ESPN, the Excel, and so you being a guy that was into that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
I was laughing because they were the nerdiest looking bunch of. I'm like, that's the nerdiest athletes I've ever seen on ESPN.
Hey,
Uh,
listen, spreadsheets go a long way,
yeah,
you
of
know,
course. I
and
mean,
so do
my
my
my ex
databases.
was
I
into
got
the
databases
databases.
that are just like, I love databases,
Yeah,
you know?
and it's for folks. This is database management is a field to get into.
Yeah,
If you have a kid or a young adult, um, database managing and
it
learning
is.
to manage databases
Yep.
is it's on the grow.
Mhm.
It's growing constantly
Yep.
because not just one industry is using these database management managers, and it's
Mhm.
everybody because
Yep.
everybody's managing the data because there's so much data coming in.
Data,
Even
there's so much data.
I would think of the grocery business, so that you think of
Mhm.
the database, the data that's coming in, and they're paying attention to what people are buying,
Yep.
and knowing trends, and these customers buy this, and if they buy this, they buy this. Well, then,
Mhm.
hey, what if we offer them this because
Yep.
we know that their buying patterns normally.
Mhm.
It's all
There's
about
always
marketing.
something to add.
Always
Right, it
marketing.
always is. Because then you say, "Okay, well, I have that database done now. Okay, let's take a database of all the coupons that are being released."
Yeah,
You know what
heck
I
yeah, yeah, and wanting to know, and you got to have somebody that can go in and pull, uh, extrapolate the data that they need. Because
Yeah.
some CEO says, how many coupons are we getting through from?
Mhm.
We want to know
Yeah.
of all the coupons, how many of them are for Tide detergent
Right.
versus Gain. We need to
Mhm.
know what's the difference between those two. Someone's got to be able to go through and pull that data to say, all right, here's a spreadsheet that shows on these dates, here's what coupons we're pulling.
Mhm.
Eh, this if you have somebody that's a younger person that's looking to do something, or even somebody middle aged, if you're wanting to learn a career, databasing is it's growing, and every place is hiring database managers. Every place. So, and it's that. I mean, you're talking 80 to triple digit or six digits. So you can start at the 70, $80,000 for somebody low end, and easily get into the six digits managing databases. So definitely a thing you want to get into.
Mhm.
Anything else you have on this one for?
No, just if you're a fan, check it out. Definitely. We'll have the links there in the bottom of the show.
Yep,
It's
links are
it's
down here on the bottom.
formulabot.com. I think it's really pretty
Yep.
neat.
All right, then
All right.
this other one you
Excellent.
have is the
Vocal,
vocalremoval.org.
right.
Vocal
Now
remover.
now I know I've showed one of these before, but this one's a little bit different. If you click up on that left-hand side, up one more, I think. Is that open?
Now I
No?
have a
Let's go
song in
down.
here.
Oh,
I put a
okay.
song in here
All right.
because it's going to ask you for a song, and it
Right.
can be in a bunch of different formats. So I put a song in here, and now I have the volume down. Now I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit, and then
Okay.
it's
Play it.
it's extrapolated the music versus the vocals.
Right. Yeah, we don't hear it. Do you have that tab turned on?
Huh?
Do you have that tab turned on for vocals?
Yeah, I just turned it up. Couldn't you hear it?
No, no, we couldn't hear it. There should be a tab for the audio.
Yeah, yeah, I have
When
it.
you
I could
play
hear it.
the
I could hear it.
oh,
It's
you
it's because
oh,
it's
okay,
not
okay.
sharing. Hold on a second. Let
I
me.
thought it would go through your headset.
I heard it. Hold
Oh,
on a
it is
second. Let
going
me.
through your headset. Okay.
Yeah, I heard it. So let me make sure. Mute the website. No, I don't want to mute the website. I think we have this before where it won't play the audio.
Yeah, and I thought that's what we had to do with that there, but maybe not.
Let me try this one more time here.
You gotta share it.
Yeah, I'm hitting share allow.
Okay.
All right, so I guess it's not. See,
Barely.
I can hear it. So
Yeah.
the yeah, it's because somehow I got to
All right. Try hitting that other one on the left hand side. They have different like apps pretty much.
splitter, pitcher,
Yeah.
cutter, joiner, recorder.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. But it has other apps in there. Like one could remove vocals, another one will let you chop it up and split up a song. One does like the pitches for it. It's pretty neat. So
So remove the
uh,
vocals. So if you wanted, let's say if you want to do karaoke.
right.
Let's see here. So I add a song. Oh man, it says too many requests from my IP. I got tried
Oh,
too many times for
okay.
free.
Oh, okay.
I've had it open for a while. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
letting me do it. It wants me to
Okay.
pay.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worry. I mean, it did work, but I could
Yeah,
hear it. I could hear it
you can
because
hear
I
it.
had Ed Sheeran song. I heard it, and it had split the vocals.
Yeah,
So if you want to do a karaoke, you can
yeah.
remove it
You
and
go then and remove voice.
remove the voice. Okay. So cool. So
Right.
that's voiceremover.org.
Mm-hmm.
All righty.
Right.
Thanks to Beach
All
for
right. Yeah,
the videos there we have.
yeah.
All
Um,
right. So
before
what, baby?
I
What,
jump
baby?
into the other things, maybe just look over the star stuff because I just
Uh,
wanted you to, because like there were a couple things there. Just look at. You don't have to pop them all up. Just
oh,
look
there
at
we go.
them
All right.
because
Uh,
there was a couple there I wasn't sure if you needed to know.
okay. So Richard says Yellowstone will come on after 60 minutes, so it's going to be on CBS.
Hmm.
Here's Steve. I like Steve's comment.
That's why I thought that.
Best lesson learned in business: provide great service, then double your prices and lose half your customers. Gives you more time to provide even more better service. That's good. I like that.
I thought there's the other one there from Mike right above it. Is that your mic?
No,
No. Okay.
no,
All right.
no.
And
Yeah, see where. All right.
all right.
So
Well,
yeah. So what? So what
I
about what do
have
we got going on for
yeah
this weekend?
for tonight and tomorrow. All right. Well, tonight we have. Hold on, I'm getting to it. Tonight is bare knuckle. Uh, at 9 p.m. in Florida. Prelims start at 8 p.m. Okay, I
So
guess
not,
I might
within the
throw
next
that in
hour.
big tonight. Yeah. So there's bare knuckle tonight. Tomorrow we have two things, but I doubt if everyone is going to be up for UFC tomorrow because it's in Singapore. Okay, the prelims start at 5 tomorrow morning,
A.M.
a.m. a.m. that is, and the main card is at 8 o'clock a.m. So I doubt if I'll be doing big screen.
You ain't ever
Uh,
up at 8 o'clock
I'm
in
not.
the
I'm not. I'm not. It's like you hit me up this morning, like around 8 or
morning.
something.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
still
up.
in La La Land, and I didn't get up till late. You know,
Well, you
but
stay up late.
because yeah, I'm
I'm
up
in bed.
very late.
I'm in bed and asleep by 10 o'clock, and that's a
Yeah. Oh yeah.
late night.
That's way past that.
So Redneck also talks about tomorrow
Uh huh.
college
Yeah.
football.
Yeah. College football, right? Hmm.
So we got college football taking off.
And
So that
and also tomorrow we have Fury fighting championship
okay.
at 4 p.m. Everything is early tomorrow. I don't know why, and that's in Texas, you know. But yeah, this Fury. I guess I'll do that.
Well, and I think
College
today
ball.
uh, uh, is
Mhm.
today the last prelim game. I know
I
Panthers
think so
play
because
the
I think
Lions.
Jets are playing the Giants.
No, the
I
Panthers are
remember.
playing. Panthers are playing Detroit. I thought
Yeah. Okay.
because I saw that they were talking about Bryce Young was going to be
Uh
playing
huh.
a little bit. So, oh,
I
what's
don't know
up? What's
what's going
up?
on. I don't know what's going on with
Shh.
that soccer. You know.
Well, yeah, that's all kicking off. We don't have
Yeah.
Andrew here to tell us what's
Nope.
happening over there.
Nope.
So
Nope. We
sorry.
don't.
So
Yeah.
NFL kicks off in another week or two. I don't the 7th. I think the
7.
7th. So it's 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kicking up. So, but that's all we got. Anything
That,
else?
that's all.
Uh,
Yeah. That's all I got. Uh,
we had a full
yeah,
panel, and I enjoyed the beginning part where we talked about
old stuff.
our old stuff,
Yeah,
our
because
Cody stuff. Because
I feel bad for people uh, that are new to us and don't know some of these old things that we all know about. But you know, it's always good to give everyone a little reminder on what could be
yeah,
done.
yeah. And if
You
you
know.
have questions, post them in Streaming Matters.
Yeah.
If you're not part of Streaming Matters Telegram group, join it. But we post questions. We do our best to answer those questions, and we will continue to try to bring some of those questions onto here
Yeah.
to share that. So awesome, awesome. All right, so
Right.
that's all we got
Are
going.
you wait, are you gonna still go to the police station or what? You
Oh,
gonna
to look for my bride.
Yeah,
Oh, we'll have to.
you know,
Yeah, I'll have
because
to
I know that they were coming to yeah, ask
do
where
a.
she really is.
No, they're what are they? What is
It's
that? A
kind
wellness
of a
check? Do a
yeah,
wellness
wellness
check.
check. Yeah,
We
maybe
need
I
to do a
should do
wellness
that.
check.
Maybe I should do a call
I'll
for
tell her.
wellness.
I'm gonna tell her that. I'm gonna tell her that you're gonna do a wellness check on her because you ain't heard from her in so long. So yeah, I'll see if I can get Blue to at least come on to her phone to say
Just on the
hello.
phone, just to say, some of us like to hear her voice the same much as you do. You
I
know,
know. I know.
there are people who watch this show for her, not for you. Okay.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. That's crazy. So, all right. Anything you want to say before we head out? We'll go ahead and cut out of
No,
here.
I will just check everyone out next week. Next week, remember 6 p.m. for our Player Pass show. I hope to see you there.
Guardians of the
We had a
Galaxy 3.
Guardians Galaxy 3. We have such a good time in big screen anytime you guys want to jump in because it's a lot of fun. It really is. So all of you out there looking to get a Oculus, go ahead, go out and get it. But I don't know. It's hard to say because knowing that the new one is coming out,
Yeah.
and a lot
Yeah.
of people are going to be getting rid of theirs, and you might be able to get a deal. You know,
Might. Might.
you know.
That's an idea. Always looking for that
hmm
deal.
Yep, always looking for the deal.
So we'll see if we can
All
get
right.
Eddie to get his kids to come on. Maybe it would be cool if
Yeah,
his kids came on
yeah,
next week.
yeah. That would be great. That would be great.
I'd like to hear him review a movie that they weren't on.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be
Because
good.
they've been on the show
Yeah,
when they've talked about a movie they've been on. A
yeah,
little biased. I'd like to hear them
hmm
talk about a movie that they haven't been on.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'd like
we'll
to
see.
hear them say like, "Oh yeah, well, they know how that was done, how this was
Yeah,
done, and
yeah.
for us to find out how it was done."
And that actor's a dick or something.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yep.
cool.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Hey, you guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us for a couple hours and hope you learned a little something. And again, join our Telegram groups and we'll see you guys there because streaming
Check
matters to us. Up.
just check the Oculus room for the code that for tonight's fight.
Good point. Good point. So, because streaming matters to us, because streaming matters to you, we'll see you guys on.